Melanie Velko said good morning from Jacob in Casa Grande.
Yes, good morning, Jacob. See, early bird gets the worm, or something. I don't know that Jacob really wants a worm. I don't know. He gets the shout out. Early viewer gets the shout out. That's more updated than birds and worms. The early birds sometimes get eaten by the other bird too. See? Start talking about birds getting eaten and Magoo has to get all scared. Alright, 1 minute. Oh, look at that, it's 11 o'clock. I was going to actually look at the seconds there and see what we've got. So today we're talking farmyard friends. So we're in my farmyard. We not only do we have crazy creatures like the alligators and all that, but we also have farmyard friends. So right now you're looking at Autumn the pig, and of course pigs like to eat. She would do that all the time if we let her. She literally would eat herself sick. The food that she's got right now, she gets that bowl every morning, and then she loves to just sit there and eat it. And then of course she does other pig things where she lays around all day. She makes good piggy noises, which we'll give her just a second to finish up here, and then maybe we'll show you that. But look at her tail. I don't know if you can see her tail going. That's the sign of a happy pig right there. That tail just going, going, going. That's because she's a happy pig. Pretty good life she's got. Of course, you might see over here a little bit of mud. Yep, that's for the pig. Pigs do like mud. She'll lay in that, especially once we get into the hotter time of the year. Helps her to cool down. And her nice, pretty black and white color becomes dirty browning mud. She actually has a little bit on her now. The farmyard that we have here, because we're going to be looking at a few different animals. First off, you'll see a little pool over here. The pig sometimes uses that, but actually that's for the ducks. You probably heard the ducks in the background. The ducks are going to use this. It's on a watering system, so every morning it comes on and overflows and cleans itself out. Of course, that then runs over here to the pig mud slop area, and then it works out good for the pig wallow. So we're not wasting that as we're cleaning it. And then, of course, the ducks jump in and they get it dirty again, and we start the whole thing over. Of course, while we're over here, we do have a couple of goats going as well. These goats, I mentioned the pig's name is Autumn. The goats are Oliver. This is Oliver right here. You want to say hi, Oliver? Not so much. And then Meg. Meg will look right at the camera for you. That was cool. These are both Nigerian dwarf goats. So this is as big as they're going to get. They're not big size. Goats, so they love to show you. Goats love to use their heads. They like to bang stuff with their heads, and they'll kind of push each other around when they play. Of course, sometimes it gets a little bit more than playful, but they love to put their heads against things and just push. By the way, some of you might be a little confused because it looks like I'm lying to you that this is the girl goat Meg, and this is the boy called a buck over here, and the girl is a doe, but the one with the horns is actually the female. And that's just because that's normal. But the male over here, Oliver, he's actually, when he was young, he was dehorned. They put some special chemical on that doesn't hurt the goat, but it makes it to where the horns don't grow. And that way, when they want to bang things with that head, like my leg or the pig or each other, they're not really able to do any damage. So,
what does the pig's diet consist of?
Oh, pigs eat all sorts of stuff. We have special made pig food that it gets once a day, but we also in our house have a pig bucket. Basically, when we get done eating and we have anything left over, or we're cooking a meal and we have the ends of the carrots or the bottom of the celery or any of the trimmings of the meats, we put those into a bucket that's next to our trash can called our pig bucket. And then every morning we bring that pig bucket out and we put it into here as well. So the pig likes to eat all sorts of different things. It's basically the typical pig eating our leftovers, if you will, but also, of course, having the supplement of the actual pig food. Another question coming in.
How big do the horns get on the goats?
Well, these ones you can see here, this goat, both of these are about a year old, and the horns on there won't get a whole lot bigger. So it's about that size. So what, 4 or 5 inches on this little gal here? Okay, you can see she's loving the chicken scratch there. The goats also eat a lot of things. We feed them hay, we feed them the chicken scratch, they'll eat the pig food, and of course, being goats, they like to chew on everything. They like to eat things like, whatever sticks they can find, sometimes my shorts. Speaking of the pig, this pig, Autumn, she's really nice. I don't know if she's going to make piggy noises now. She's busy trying to clean up after the goats, as you can see. But she's really funny. She has a little something where she loves people and she loves interaction. And I don't know if I can scratch her while she's eating here and get her to change her mind much. Yeah, probably not. We may have to come back later and show you our fun little trick here. She's busy eating. So, we have a question coming in, though.
Melanie Velko asked, how hard are their horns?
Very good question. They are pretty hard. They have what's called a sheath around them. It's kind of like fingernail, and they are very, very solid. Now, if she decided she wanted to hit something with that, she can hit it pretty hard. There's not really a way to get the goats to do that, so as we watch them, sometimes they just kind of start playing with each other, and they'll push up against each other, well, kind of like that. Sometimes if I push on the goat, on like its head, make it think, I want to play, and sometimes they'll come back at me. Sometimes they'll actually get up on their hind legs and come down with their head. But I don't know if you can see how, see, this is playing with the goats right there, where they like to come and push. And you want to do it with my head? Oh, wow, yeah, that's a little bit harder than my head, buddy. Yeah, that's why we're glad you don't have horns. Another question coming in.
How long do the pigs and goat live for?
Oh, wow, pigs and goats, it kind of depends on the breeds. These guys here, from what I remember, I think they live about a dozen years or so, maybe more. I know pigs can be pretty long-lived, up to 30, 40, 50 years sometimes, so don't really know for sure on these. And I don't know how old this goat is. This is one that was a rescue. A lot of you may know already, because we've kind of talked about it, that we have an exotic pet rescue. We take in all sorts of different animals that have these kind of special diets and special needs, and so that's how it is that we got these. And so Autumn, I don't know how old she is. She came in from somebody who didn't know her age. She was full grown. We've had her a few months now, and so we have no idea. She could already be 5 years old. She could be 10, 20. I don't know. Another question though coming in.
Do other goats get attracted by the horns on their goat?
Do they get attracted by the horns?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Not really. Goats, both the male and the females, have the horns, and that's not really what they look for in something. Yeah, we're talking about your horns. Yeah, I know. Look, he's coming up. When you ready? You ready? I'll get you. You're just gonna eat my hat, huh? Yeah. You wanna bang? You wanna play? Want kisses? No? Okay, good. Because I didn't either. Ha! That's great. Oh, okay. Another question coming in.
Have you gotten bit by a goat?
Well, sorta. They kind of nibble a little, and every once in a while, down there playing with them, they might just kind of start moving on your finger, but it's not anything that hurts at all. It's actually more like maybe you might have your brother or sister kind of do. I don't know how to explain that. The funny thing is every once in a while they'll come up and just start like licking my leg and stuff, which is kind of weird. All right, another question coming in though.
How much does the pig weigh?
I have no idea. We've never weighed the pig. I, having picked it up once or twice, would say it's probably around 50 pounds. But that's just an educated guess right there. Now, the goats, which speaking of picking them up, the nice thing is picking up a goat like this is pretty easy. Just scoop under like that, and then we're all happy. And we just sit here and we look cute and cuddly, and we're friends. Yeah. So that's what a goat looks like up close. Yeah. As long as it doesn't go to the bathroom, you're good, right? You're not going to the bathroom, right? No, we're friends. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to put you down, let you go. Now, the goats are actually, they love to climb, right? They're natural climbers, and they would rather climb than anything else. In fact, we have a little playground set up for the goats. Let's see if I can get the goats to come over here. Give me just a second. Whoop. I'm coming right back, guys. Seriously, I'm going to grab a handful of food here. Now, I have a handful of food called Sweet Feed. It's called that because it's feed and it's sweet. And oh, do they love it. Look at that. They're like, this is some great stuff right here, isn't it? So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull these guys over to their playground. We're going to probably see a few of the other animals as we go. You might see, oh wait, I forgot to show them we have Sweet Feet here. Here, Meg. Oh, that's the other thing. They're not real good at really knowing their name. Yeah, come on guys. Yep, come on. I got more. Let's go over here. Yep, come on over here. And come on up here, guys. Here's some Sweet Feet for you. Goats are like, hey guys, food. I love that. So this is the goat playground over here, and you can see they even have a slide, and they have all sorts of things basically to jump on. Now you may see in the background some of the birds that we'll talk about in just a minute. A couple of ducks you can hear, actually quite a few, all 4 of them are over here. We have a peacock back there. There's a couple of chickens. We actually have both a peacock, a peahen. Well, actually, I say both. We have all 3. We have a pea chick that's getting pretty big too. But we'll talk about those in just a minute. So, little hand in the back over there. What's going on?
How good can goats see?
How good can they see? Oh, they can see very well. You can kind of see they've got big eyes. That really helps with that. Here, let's show you. Here, you want to do a little trick for him? She's like, nope. Okay. We'll let her finish eating that. Anybody want any over here, Oliver? Want some up here? Looks like maybe not so much. Want some over here? Whoa, that was a pretty good jump. Another question going. Oh, and then Oliver's like, sorry guys.
Why do goats fall over when they jump over things, Landon?
They don't always fall over when they jump over things. Actually, they're very, very sure-footed animals. When they go over something, sometimes the ground is different on the other side, though. But yes, question.
How many colors could they have? I'm assuming that's to the goats.
Oh, there's a lot of different types. Like, yeah, good question. You see the white here with some gray and some black. And then, of course, Oliver over here has got some different tans. But generally, those are the colors you're going to see. Goats are... I just got sneezed on by a goat. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Oh, boy. Anyway, they come in a lot of different colors, usually browns, blacks, whites, kind of a bluish gray sometimes. Another question, though, coming up.
How high can the goats jump?
Well, okay, for these little guys, Meg can actually jump all the way up to here. She can jump a little bit higher than Oliver. I think Oliver's putting on a little weight lately is why. But, yeah, he cheated and went across. And there we go. Oliver making the big jump across the 4-foot gap there, showing off. All right, another question, yes.
How many chickens do you have?
Okay, good question. Let's look around and see if we can find them. We're not going to do a count. I can tell you we have right now 3. Oh, here's one right here. Here's a good shot here of one of our chickens doing chicken things. Whoa, getting upset. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. Yep. That's a chicken letting you know that she's got things to do. Oh, she was doing things. We'll check in a minute. She actually did just lay an egg in there. So, quick question though.
How fast can goats run?
Oh, pretty fast. I don't know if we can have the opportunity to show you that. We let them out into the other yard once in a while, and they do a hoppy thing that's really weird a lot of times, but they can run pretty fast. But there's our chicken egg today. One of the reasons we have the chickens is so that we can harvest the eggs. I'm all right eating eggs. If not, I have animals that do. This particular chicken egg here, you can see is a nice pretty green. Get it down in the light there. I think that's kind of a nice pretty one, don't you? Yeah, sorry, put it back down there. Quick question coming in though.
How fast can a chicken run?
Oh, it depends on what's chasing it. Oh, chickens can run pretty fast actually. Of course, they can't truly fly, flap their wings and fly away, but they can run pretty fast. Let's see. Let's go ahead and let's see if I can get it to run past everybody right here. Keep the camera rolling right here. I'll send a chicken by. Yep, that's right. Chicken run. Run, chicken, run. Run, 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 chicken. Yeah, that was about it. Top speed. There we go. There's a running chicken. Okay. Oh, so much fun. All right, another question coming in.
What do the goats eat?
The goats, they eat hay, they eat the pig food, they eat the chicken food. We actually bring some other different produce and stuff in here from time to time. They're not real picky. They're kind of like a pig. Another question coming up.
How many eggs do chickens lay?
It depends on the time of the year, but generally a chicken's going to lay an egg once a day or once every other day. Right now we have 3 chickens. 2 of them are pretty old, and we only get an egg maybe once a week from them. The young one you saw in there, she'll give us usually about an egg a day or so. We actually, of course, have baby chickens to grow up to replace them. This time of the year is when that starts happening. In fact, you want to run around and grab a, I'll go that way. Grab the pink bucket over there, or the green bucket, or whatever bucket it is that we need, because, oh, you can see the pretty colors there. By the way, on our ducks there, we do have 4 ducks right now. Ducks, of course, lay eggs as well. The duck eggs are edible, and they taste kind of like a chicken egg, but you'll notice 2 of our ducks are literally lame ducks. These are ones that had injuries that we helped them through, and of course the one you can see is kind of missing his foot. The other one's kind of hobbling, had a broken leg, and we fixed them up, and of course they wouldn't be able to do good in the wild. But we talked about having replacement chickens, so what's a farmyard visit without looking at a pretty little chick? Here's one of our cute little chicks right here. And, oh, there's a curious goat wanting to see what's in the bucket. Nothing in there, buddy. Okay, there is. Yeah, hi guys. How you doing? Yeah. Okay. Tell you what, question coming in.
What continents do goats live on?
Well, these ones, well, they live all over. Because they're a farm animal, these animals that have been domesticated and used for food, or you know, whether it's for them themselves or their eggs, or they're used to pull plows or do whatever, are found anywhere that humans live now. They're spread all over the world. Another quick question though.
What do chickens eat?
Oh, chickens like seeds, they like bugs, and well, we're looking at the baby chicken here. By the way, our chickens, we've got about 10 of them, the chicks I mean. Here's another one that's kind of cute as well, I think. These guys right now are eating a special type of kind of crumbled bird seed, if you will, because they're small and it's easy for them to digest, but they also eat a lot of bugs and things, and they're in their own enclosure that's way over on the other side of the yard, and we're going to put them back in there when they're done, but they're in one that doesn't have an open top so that hawks don't eat them or things like that. Oh, another question coming in though.
How many types of chickens are there?
There is a lot of different types of chickens. We have I think 4, because this is a Plymouth Rock. This one here I think is a Rhode Island Red. They're kind of hard to tell later. We also have a Leghorn, which is another light colored one. And then we have a few different types usually, and that's without getting into the naked necks and the silkies and all kinds of different chickens. Another question though.
What would happen if a snake came into the chicken yard?
Well, if a snake came into this chicken yard, the chickens would attack it and eat it. That's one of the reasons though why our chicks are not in this yard. They're in an area that animals like that cannot get into, and that keeps them nice and safe. Of course, there are other things that'll come in. By the way, I'm going to put these guys right back in here real quick because I have one more of the cute baby things to show you. That's right, we do have another duck. This guy, look at that. Such a cute little duck. You hear him making his little peeping sound. Not quite, yep, not a quack yet. Huh, yeah, I like his little peep. It quacks me up. Yeah. That's one of those reasons you hear the saying about not a peep. Because if an animal in the wild was trying to eat a duck and mom's trying to hide him and they start peeping, that animal's going to be able to find them. So you want to tell them, hey, not a peep. I don't want to hear a peep. And of course works well. There we go. Look at that. Now I don't know what kind of duck this is yet. And we'll see when it gets bigger what happens with its coloring and so on. But right now you'll notice it doesn't have feathers. It has what's called down. It's like little hairs, and they're very, very soft. And the chicks are the same way. They're starting to get some feathers in, but these will eventually grow and turn into feathers that'll cover it. But, question.
How often do ducks lay eggs?
Ducks are a seasonal thing. So usually what will happen is they'll lay an egg a day for about 20 days until they get a nest. Now, if we're taking those eggs every day, sometimes we can get that to last just over a month, and sometimes even longer. But generally, it's only for a month. But another question, yes.
What are the chicks' names?
The chicks' names, Chick and Chick, dark chick, light chick. We haven't named them yet. We don't have any of these animals in here other than the pig and the goats. That's actually it for our. Oh, the peacock does have a name, and of course the lamb, which we'll talk about in a minute as well. But none of the chickens or ducks actually. Well, actually, I take that back. I think that the ducks had names, the 4 big ones. Yes.
The ducks do have names.
That's right. I do remember that. What are the ducks' names?
The white one is Bert. The mallard is Ernie.
The black and white one is Ducky, and the brown one is Petrie.
There you go. Now you know. Let's go look at those ducks. We'll show you the names. Let me, I'm going to see if I can get them to walk over this way. Another question, though, while we're doing that.
Does your goat give milk?
Good question. Hold on a second. Let me head some ducks over that way. Here, go that way. Be ducky. Here comes Bert and Ernie. Here we go. You can go in the water, guys. It's all right. You can show off what ducks do if you'd like. All right. So that's Bert and Ernie right there. Problem is that I forget which is which, but the white one I think is a female, and you can see the curly tail. That the one with the greenish head with the purplish green, that's called a mallard duck, and those are ones that actually are out in the wild around here. Now back to the question of the goat giving milk. Our goats don't give milk, mostly because the Meg would be the female that would do that if she was to. She would have to have a baby, and as we all know, that's called a kid. Well, maybe you didn't know that. Now you do. But then, of course, it would milk, and that's when it would produce the milk. Well, we're not going to have that with these guys because Oliver here is what we call a wether, and that is a goat that's been fixed so that we can't have any baby goats. So we're not going to be getting milk from her. Of course, it is something that people do. But speaking of the farmyard animal friends, we have a very special one that's in another area, but I'm going to send my farmyard manager, that's a really cool term I just made up, let's be honest, my daughter Mary Jane. She's kind of in charge of our farmyard stuff. She really likes that, and she's going to bring over another one of our farmyard animals that lives in its own yard. In the meantime, checking to make sure that, okay, we're going to go over and see the peafowl in just a bit, but a question in the meantime.
How intelligent are the farmyard animals?
Well, pigs are very, very smart. They have very good memories. In fact, one of the fun things is that they get used to people and they know you and stuff, especially Autumn. When I walk up, she'll come up to the fence and make some really weird piggy noises, hoping I'll feed her. With that being said, the goats are pretty smart as well. They don't really know their name. I have heard of some people that say their goats do know their names, and I understand that that's something that can happen, but it's not like I can call them and they come like a dog. But, okay, what did I tell you? She knows what I'm getting ready to do right here. She wants herself scratched and petted. You want a little pet right there, right there? Is that good? Is that right there? Is that good? You like it right there? Is that good? What do you think? What right there? Is that a good spot? What do you think? Right there? Yeah. Right in there. Yeah. How about there? Kind of like your dog, huh?
Do goats have babies?
Goats do. Goats have live, well, all mammals have, well, most all mammals have live young. The goats do have baby goats. These two haven't, but normally they will. And of course, pigs, the same thing. Autumn here, she would have a bunch of piglets if we had another little male pig. Yeah, you're good? She's loving that, huh? Did she close her eyes yet, or is she still looking? Yeah. She's like, hey, guys. Oh, yeah, right there, right there. You looking behind your ear? Yeah. Oh, hey, Oliver, how you doing, buddy? Yeah. What are you doing over there? What? You're whispering something in my ear. Yeah? I don't know what to do. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you gonna jump up on top of me or something? What's going on here, buddy? All right. Well, we'll leave Autumn to lay there and be a pig. I'm going to go ahead and have Mary Jane bring in another animal that doesn't normally live in here, but definitely is a cool farmyard friend. Bring it over to about here. We'll move the pig bucket out of the way. I bet everybody knows what this is. Yeah, that's a sheep. That's it's actually technically a lamb because it's not quite a year old yet. This particular lamb, I am thinking, if I remember correctly, is a mix. There's different species of lambs as well, and this one is a Suffolk mix.
Yeah,
right?
Suffolk cross.
It's called a Suffolk cross. So if you know anything about your sheeps and lambs, then that means something to you. But generally speaking, it's just that it's a lamb. Of course, it does have wool. That's what we use to make wool jackets and wool socks. Got my wool socks on today. Didn't come from her. But she actually has to be sheared because we live in Arizona. It's starting to get hot. And of course, wool is a great insulator, which is why us humans use it. But it's just hair, so you can trim it right off, just like getting a haircut. Like when I go to my barber, Nancy over at Slick Tops, she's gonna, well, hopefully not make me look quite like that. I like the style she usually gives me better. But you'll see that this looks a little bit different than up here and down here. This area has been sheared, has been cut back so that it doesn't get too hot. Now during the winter time, we usually leave some wool on there to help insulate it. But once it warms up, Luna here, that's her name, correct? Mm-hmm. Luna. Yep. Luna is a female lamb, which is called anybody know? We'll put it out there. You might know. Nobody? What's a female sheep called? I gave it away. That was a terrible dad joke. Any guesses? Anybody? All right, it's called a ewe. E-W-E. Yeah, sometimes I say ewe, but that's a different meaning. Yeah, so a female sheep is a ewe. The male is a ram, unless he's a wether as well, like we talked about. But in any case here, that's what Luna is. She's a ewe, and the idea is that Mary Jane is going to breed the lamb here and end up with some babies, but it's going to be a while because they have to be at least a year old before that can happen. And right now it's a lamb and not a sheep until it's about a year old. And one of the ways you can tell that it's a sheep is because of its teeth, right? Yeah. Their teeth actually change whenever they get older. And I don't know if you can see the teeth now. There's nothing really super spectacular, but a lot of people always kind of wonder what kind of teeth the animals have. Well, see if she'll open for you there. And not enough to chomp your finger. Nope.
That's about all you'll get.
That's funny. Here, try it with me. I won't bite you. You're right. I probably will. Finger. Not that one. You have 9 more. Oh, in any case, that's a lamb, and of course, looking pretty cool, I think. No questions on the lamb then? Good, good. All right. Well, we'll see if she wants to, I guess, head back. Did I miss anything important about the lamb? No? All right. Some of you are wondering, I know, because I have people in Louisiana watching, what's the best part and the tastiest part, but we won't get into that. Lamb chops. Anyway, we'll go ahead and, stay in here, stay in here. All right, let's go talk birds for a minute. We have a chicken over here. This is fun to watch because the chicken, you'll see, has a little hole there. It made that hole. It scratches just like that. That's right. The chicken scratches to get what's down there. It might find seeds, it might find a worm, it might find a little beetle or a grub, and it's going to eat all of those things. So it'll walk around, find a spot, and grab some. But question coming in.
Do you have a cow on your farm?
I do not have a cow. Goodness. I don't have enough? Oh, no. If I had a cow, we'd show you, or a horse too. I don't have a donkey. There's a lot I don't have. Yeah. But let's look at some other chickens there. We saw that one doing its little scratching thing. One of the things that the chickens do as well is they'll make holes because they actually take dust baths. That's how they can stay clean. As they get in the ground, they kick dust all over them. So we see the ducks are all sitting around here. Got another chicken over there, a nice pretty chicken. She's getting a little older. But here are the peafowl. Most people have heard of a peacock. You can see the beautiful colors of the peacock there. You can see his long tail. That's called his train. And it's way behind him. I mean, it's over twice as long as his body. But you see all the little purple spots on there. Those kind of look like little eyes. And, yeah, apparently the added color helps him look prettier. When he wants to, he'll fan that tail up real big. I don't know if he's going to do it for us today. Normally he does that when he's trying to show off for the girls. In fact, I don't know if we can follow these guys around that way some. Watch out, Meg. Oh, there we go. Oh, I forgot to show everybody. Let's see. I know Meg will do it. You gonna come over here, Meg? Jump over here. Come here. Jump over. You want to show them the slide? Go down the slide. There you go. You know the slide today? Here, right there. You gonna slide? It's funny because sometimes they'll come out and I'll have the goats that just be over here just sliding anyway. Need a little push or are you good? You good? No, you're not gonna show them the slide? Not today, huh? Okay. You want a little push? I'm kidding. I won't. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. Okay. But if you want, not today. Anyway, it's funny. She'll get up and get that. Shoot, just kind of slide right down. But apparently not today. All right, let's go ahead and talk peafowl just a little bit. I say peafowl. Oh, question. Oh, his tail's up. Let's go. Oh, right over this side. Oh, perfect timing here. Here we go. As we come around the corner here, we got the peacock showing off. And let's just stop right here. Oh, no, we scared him. Okay, well, let's back up out of the way over here and see if he'll try and open it up for them again. But we'll talk about that some. And no. All right, so the one on the far left over there, which I'm not going to get too close to it. In fact, let's back up quite a bit. Well, maybe he's not coming here. On the left over here that's moving, that is actually a pea chick. That one's 2 years old, and we're pretty sure it's a male. We don't know for sure, but it's been putting its tail up a little lately, and it's getting a little bit more neck color like the males do. But the white one over here, that's the female. That's the peahen. So you have a peacock, and just like a chicken, you have a rooster or a cock. A peacock or a pheasant or whatever male is called a cock, and the female is called a hen. So we have a peahen and a peacock, but they're actually two different species or types. So we have the normal color, the male, the peacock. He's got all kinds of colors. And there are peahens that are that color as well, but not near as vibrant and as colorful, and they don't have the big long train. They have the short tail like that one, but you can see a little crest on their heads. But then there's another type called the white peafowl, and they're usually just white. Now ours is a crossbreed, the female, so she's got some brown, a little bit of green in there with the white. And then their baby is what's over here to the left. So that's a pea chick, if you will. And it's getting pretty big now, so of course we're hoping that next. Oh, and it takes them 3 years to be able to get their train, that big long tail. So we'll know next year if that's for sure a male. But question coming in.
What is the biggest animal on your farm?
Farm animal, probably the heaviest and the tallest is going to be the lamb. The pig, probably second as far as weight and size. Yes.
Is it true that goats are rather stubborn?
Goats are very stubborn. Yeah, that's right. They're hard-headed. Ha ha ha, we already covered that. But no, they truly are pretty stubborn. If they decide they want to go up here, they're going to go up there. If they decide they want to go there, they're going to try. And I've had the goats knock gates open, go through fences because they wanted to go through. And of course, it's something that is good and bad out in the wild. That helps because they don't ever give up, which of course is a good thing. Oh, you want to jump up here? No? They're like, nope. Kind of like the whole not wanting to go down the slide thing, being a little stubborn, if you will. All right. Well, we got the peafowl over in there. Okay. No questions coming in. All right. Well, I think we've pretty much seen everything there. If the only thing left is maybe if we step over here and watch these guys for just a minute, and they don't know that we're here, maybe hiding a little behind here. I don't know if the peacock's going to actually open up his tail for us. I don't know if everybody got to see that earlier, but we were kind of seeing the backside. But when he opens that up, it's big and beautiful and actually pretty tall. Like I would disappear behind it except for just my head. But now you're kind of getting to just see the normal farmyard life here. And of course, now, oh, they're talking. I don't know. Any case. All right. Well, I don't know that we have anything more on the farmyard animals here, other than you kind of see everybody getting along and having fun. Aside from maybe the goat that's licking my leg and such. But with that being said, as we're getting ready to close down here, we got, that's the other big thing with the interaction of these guys, is how everybody gets along with each other and sometimes doesn't. They will sometimes fight over food. It's kind of funny because if some kind of bug lands in the yard and then a chicken sees it and runs over, then all the ducks want it and all the peafowl want it and everybody starts running around chasing each other for some little piece of something. It's really kind of funny. But with all that being said, I know today was a little bit of a break with some of these cool, more domesticated animals. By the way, out in the wild, peafowl, they can fly, by the way, like any other bird. They flap their wings, they fly away, which is really amazing for an animal so big. These ones, of course, they're domesticated living here. They get used to living here and works out well. Oh, another thing that's kind of interesting, the chicken coop is set up so that the chickens can lay their eggs in there, but also it's where the birds nest at night. So I can show you that real quickly. You'll notice we have the nest here that the chickens will come and lay in. Then we have this bar right here that actually is just that, just a bar. So that at night all the chickens and the peafowl can come in and sit here. Now the peacock could sit here, but he'd have to face that way and have his back to the opening. So what he does is he actually sleeps on the table over here. So it works out pretty well for him. We can, there's the pig going into the water a little bit, showing you piggy things. Of course, she's like, hey guys, I'm a pig and I like being in the water. Yeah, and of course, doing other piggy things in the water. Yeah, he's like, I'm a pig, I don't care. Yeah, let's just lay in the water. There you go. Oh. Anyway, all right. Well, I know it is asked every time, and sometimes I forget, but I do want to put out the info for the virtual tip jar. Of course, all that helps to keep these guys fed and going. We do appreciate all of the contributions we've had so far, big and small. Thank you guys. It has meant a lot to me to have all that support out there. If you want to contribute, you can use Zelle if you'd like. To do that, you'll want to find the Zelle account of payment at wildmanphil.com. If you like to Venmo, that is wildmanphil, all one word with a capital W and a capital P. And if you're a PayPal person, PayPal is at presentations@desertwildlife.net. Once again, we'll throw those in the comments when we're done so you can find it there. Thanks to everybody else who continually puts that information out for everyone to use. Also, I want to say, once again, want to thank yesterday's sponsor. They didn't get a whole lot of mention, but provided the chicken for the animals there, the Big House Cafe and CGQ House in downtown Casa Grande. Thank you guys for your support and your help. Once again, if you guys, today's downtown in Casa Grande is actually being called April's Foods Day instead of Fool's Day. So hopefully everybody eats at one of those restaurants. And if you eat at CGQ House, you got to try the Wildman Phil sandwich. It is actually very good. But with all that being said, thank you guys for the support. And hoping that everybody enjoys doing all this. Once again, throw out to my great friend Coyote Peterson and the Brave Wilderness team. Please be sure to catch them tomorrow. They start an hour before us, and theirs is a nice little classroom type thing with all kinds of fun stuff as well. So you can learn more about animals by doing that. But tomorrow we're going to be back here at 11 a.m. Arizona time. Once again, we're going to have some fun, but we're going to completely shift gears tomorrow, and we're going to go the other direction, away from the cute, cuddly domestics. Tomorrow we're talking pythons. That's right. Pythons are the longest types of snakes on the planet. They're very large. Not all of them are huge. Some of them are small. All of them, I think, are pretty. And we've got a few different types we're going to look at tomorrow. So do a little research. Get your questions ready. And we'll talk big snakes tomorrow. But with that, I want to thank everybody for joining in today and watching these farm animals be farm animals. And hopefully everybody here now has a new farmyard friend. Thanks again. We'll see you tomorrow.